Richard Tayler, Dick Tayler, 10,000 metre hero. Now, whether it was today or yesterday or whatever, the Commonwealth Games 50th year anniversary. And mate, I can remember as clear as day, as well as you can, as well as so many Kiwis who watched you that day. I want to say congratulations again. It's been a wonderful life, Dick, and those memories, mate, to last as long as they have. How special?
Well, I'm just wrapped that people still remember, and I still remember at the plus, but it just, on the day I couldn't believe what happened, and even now looking back, it just seemed quite uncanny, that, particularly with Arthur, what he did to prepare me, to have me right when I stepped on the track at 3:15 on a Friday afternoon. It was, just so special, and everything he had told me to do, I did, and it all came together on the day.
No more Kiwi2 Stadium. Of course, the earthquake took care of that, which is such a shame, but, just your vivid memories of that day. Tell us that story again, mate. Tell us that beautiful story again about how David Black was behind you, you were in the back singing, and the crowd were chanting. I love it. You tell it best.
Well, the thing is, I was only told to run lap times, which was going to give me a time of 27:45, which was going to be a New Zealand record, Commonwealth Games record, and I believed that. So that was 3/4 minute quicker than I'd ever run before. So I was running my lap times, but I didn't sort of envisage the fact that I'd end up 60 to 80 metres behind the leading bunch. And to this day, I never panic. Probably this day I would panic. And I was minding my own business. And then the crowd sensed that a Kiwi was starting to close the gap on the leaders. I wasn't speeding up, they were slowing down. So I always remember the crowd started chanting, "Black, black, black." And I thought, hell, this is great. The guy in front of me's name's Black, and the guy in front of him is black, and I'm wearing black. So who the hell are they chanting?
I love
Who are they chanting for?
Yeah. I love every time I hear it. I tell you what, these days we'd even get in trouble for laughing at that. It's beautiful. You tell it so well, mate. And also, just ladies and gentlemen, the funniest public speaker you'll ever see is this man. Dick, it's not an Olympic gold medal, but do you know what, mate? It feels to me like it was. Is that weird?
Yeah, well, I remember Peter Snell was saying to me afterwards, because I spoke to him. He was probably one of the last people I spoke to before I stepped on the track, because Lydia had arranged for him to come to the warm-up area to speak to me before I moved out on the track. Well, having Peter Snell come and speak to you was very special. I've never forgotten that part of it. And he just said, it's going to be a good day today for you, Richard. I was still Richard at that stage.
That's right.
He wouldn't call me Dick during the journey. But I was still Richard. And Peter Snell said, it's going to be a good day for you to do today. And he said, you've got a big plus on your side. He said, you're doing it at home. You're going to run at home. He said, Murray Hellberg and I, we overseed when we had our moment, but you're at home. And he said, it'll help you running at home. And he was right too, because the crowd picked me up, and all of New Zealand, they picked me up and carried me along. So I just had to keep the feet ticking along, keep the body going. And everyone else was doing the rest. They're carting me along.
What happened to those feet of yours afterwards, mate? Because you had all kinds of problems, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I went and ran indoors with John Walker, and that was special. We both ran well over there in America, and then I was getting ready for Europe, and things were going wrong. I was getting a lot of swelling in my ankles and that, and then I was struggling to run. So I ended up in hospital, and then next thing I got diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitic arthritis. It's taken me 50 years to pronounce that. But the only, even though it bowled the hell out of me, I got very depressed and down to it. But the only hope I had, that I was told that it could go into remission, which it did. I had it for 3 or 4 years, and then slowly went into remission. So I was able to get around and, be reasonably active again, so to say. But sadly, my career had finished, so that took a wee bit of accepting.
Where's your medal now, mate?
In a shoebox, bottom of the wardrobe. But it's coming out soon. The next few weeks it's coming out, and I'm going to give it to Timaru Boys High. And they're going to have it in their memorial library alongside Jack Lovelock's medal.
Wow.
And Pat,
fantastic.
And Pat Booth's Empire Games medal. So I thought I'd do that rather than sit in a shoebox at the bottom of the cupboard.
Yeah, it's been 50 years, mate, and I know that the Christchurch City Council are talking about it. Look, we all know how many billions it costs, and it's a pipe dream. It's not going to happen. It's a shame what's happened to the Commonwealth Games, but things evolve. But at the same time, for you to create a memory like that, what is it's a dumb question, but what's more special, winning it or the fact that 50 years later people still care about it as much as we do?
Yeah, that's the thing that I really. I know New Zealand sports people are pretty passionate, but I thought, well, maybe I had a day in the sun. Commonwealth Games, very most successful games of the modern era. So it was nice being part of all that and seeing all the other New Zealanders do so well, swim so well, and the weightlifters and that sort of thing. And the start of John Walker's amazing career. And of course, the only thing I always worried about, and the team sports were starting to get more involved, and I'm all for team sports, but when you get team sports involved in big international competition, there's a lot of more people, so therefore the cost becomes greater to host major events like the Olympics and Commonwealth Games. So really, and there's a lot of world championships now, different sports have. Sadly, I think the Commonwealth Games, this future is not good.
No.
Mainly for the cost, sheer cost. Yep.
But it doesn't mean that we, our memories will fade about the beautiful events and the memories and the highlights and the lowlights that we saw. And there's just something really special. I had Telfon yesterday, mate, and we both agree. We think that was probably the best one that has ever been, the Christchurch Commonwealth Games. And if that's the case, well, I hope in 50 years' time people are still playing the highlights, mate.
Oh yeah, and I don't know, some of those V8 Holden might still be around.
Yeah,
they produced 169 they produced for that, and Ron Scott said that he was going to organise to give me one after the game. I probably would have pranked it anyhow.
You're still waiting for the keys, though, are you?
Yeah, that never happened. But I have come across the one that Arthur and Val Young and I went out to the stadium at 1:15 50 years ago. I've come across that because we filled the book, and A.L. Liddy and R.J. Tayler and Val Young, we went out in the Commonwealth in one of those cars to Kiwi too. So I can remember that. I can remember that ride going out there. And to see that I've had a ride in the car since that same car, which is pretty cool.
Always cool. Special catching up with you, mate. You know how much I love you to bits, and congratulations again on everything. A wonderful career, but the fact that we're talking about you 50 years later is awesome. Well,
that's the nice thing about it. Still here. I've had some moments not to be here, but still here and still got the memories. And tonight, the function having tonight, there'll be a lot of athletes from Otago who are here in the 60s and 70s. So we'll have an enjoyable night tonight, and Paul Allison's emceeing it, so he'll do a good job, which will be good. Lots of memories.